are you
Hi.
doing?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, especially for this one, which I absolutely adored. But before I even get into Kajillionaire, I've gotten into the habit of looking back on first features and the impressions that they might make. So maybe not your first feature, but I adore Practical Magic so much.
Oh,
Is there anything about having worked on that set way back when that you still find yourself referring back to today?
we just had no idea that was going to become like the cult thing that it's become. It's like a Halloween staple now, and I feel so happy that I'm in one of those. That was really the first like big studio film I ever did. I think it was the first time I was like on a giant soundstage doing stuff with like huge celebrity. It was like Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman and like Stockard Channing and Diane Wiest. Honestly, but I geeked out the most about Stockard Channing and Diane Wiest. Honestly, I mean, so being able to be there with them and watch them work and seeing how warm and lovely and beautiful just they were as people, that still stays with me. I'll never let Griffin Dunne live down the fact that he cut out an entire flying scene. You know, when they jump off the roof at the end, there was like a whole scene where we were flying, like before landing. All that's gone. We did wire work for like a week. That just disappeared completely. I want to see it. So
I feel like that belongs on, like an anniversary DVD or something.
I hope so, man. I mean, the wire work was fun. It's just no one ever saw it.
One can hope. So with Kajillionaire, I was wondering, do you remember how Old Dolio's posture and voice were described in the script, and how did that evolve as you kind of got into the character?
They weren't described all that much. It really came later when, honestly, the second I signed on, Miranda and I started working on Old Dolio, because the film happened quite quickly. And so she would send me videos to study. I mean, right down to how I would put my hair behind my ears, we were discussing, and I would practice over and over in front of her until we'd get it right. And then we wanted her to be genderless, and so there were certain tells of mine that may be too feminine or too this or that we had to eliminate, like my hands and like my voice and my posture. And then we would do exercises where she'd have me improvise a scene, and it would be, okay, do this scene like a proud lion. Okay, do this scene and don't look at anybody in the eye. Okay, do this scene and you're not allowed to speak. Because we wanted her to have a very animalistic, primal, almost creature-like nature about her. So there are things that you could pick up in the film and go, oh yeah, that is slightly animal. Like when she's dancing or, things like that. So we worked intensely on it.
What about the decision to kind of have a callback in the dance to how she goes into the post office at the very begining? Was that planned?
That was discussed because we thought the dancing was something we worked on a lot, because we thought, what does it look like? Somebody that has had no exposure to dancing, has never really danced. What does it look like when someone tries that on for the first time? And all she has to draw from is the con. And so we wanted it to start with that, and then those moves morph into a sort of dance. And we just thought, how is this going to work? So we worked on that a lot as well. And again, I think you'll see in that scene, pawing, again, animal-like. She's like pawing. She's like trying to break free. She's been oppressed. This is when she explodes out of herself. And Gina really started crying the first time we did it. She was so moved by it because we shot it towards the end of shooting. And by the time we got there and we had seen this journey that this character had gone on, it was quite moving to film that and to watch her finally get to be free.
Can you tell me a little bit about working with Gina? I posed this question to her also, and I just get the feeling like you guys had a very special collaboration, just as far as her being a scene partner and what that brings out in you that, maybe you don't have that exact same thing with other co-stars.
Yeah, she has a fantastic energy, and we hit it off right away. She's so easy to fall in love with. She's such an open, giving, self-possessed, fiercely intelligent woman. who's also hilarious and just fun to be around. And I respect the hell out of her. And I think I'm very excited for people to see her in this and to see this side of her, because she's such a tremendous actress and a very giving scene partner. So I really can't say enough good things about her. I adore her.
Yeah, I can totally tell. She is absolutely lovely. What about the prep you did? Did you do any kind of research into small cons? Because even right at the beginning of the movie, the whole post office thing kind of blew my mind. And I can't believe I don't hear about people sticking their arms through P.O. boxes more often.
I know. Miranda and I discussed it a lot. We talked about maybe pulling some actual cons before shooting, but we didn't get a chance. But me and Richard and Debra actually rehearsed a lot with Miranda, and she would choreograph things for us to do. She'd have us change costume in the middle of the scene. She'd have us steal watches, and like she had us do strange choreographed cons to rehearse so that we could get into it. Yeah, it was funny. It was really funny.
I feel like can you probably like pickpocket someone now or something like that?
I don't know. Here's the thing. The Dynes are not good con artists. So I don't know if we actually gained any useful skills. And I'm also a bad liar. You know, a good actor is very different than a liar. You know, it's two different things. So
I have that same problem. I guess it's for the better though.
It is, I think. Yeah.
The obligatory Westworld question for you.
Yes.
I know with some shows, it can take a little bit of time to kind of get in the groove. And you find that groove in seasons 1 and 2. And then they kind of completely shake up the show in season 3. So did you have that period at the beginning of the season where you felt yourself readjusting even to a show you knew so well?
Absolutely. It's felt like that every season a bit. Season 3 for sure, because that was just shooting a completely different show. But luckily it's still the same people every year. It's the same crew that's been with us since the beginning. And so now we've been doing it so long, it very much is like a family, and it's still, you know, even though the seasons change, it's still just as chaotic behind the scenes. And so there's something comforting about that because it doesn't change. But every season is a reinvention. And Jonah made that very clear from the beginning that, you know, tear down the sets after every season and start again. And it's bittersweet because you get to know these characters really well and you like them how they are. And then you have to kind of start over every season. But I think it's what keeps it interesting.
It's what makes me excited for future seasons. So
yeah, what's season 4 going to be? Even I don't know. I have no idea.
That question right now.
Yeah, no one knows
for that. But also huge congratulations on this. I really love this one. It's a special one, and I wouldn't expect any less from you guys and Miranda. So huge congratulations.
Thank you so much. I feel the same way.